Welcome everybody to this new episode of Utopia. We are in the episode 5. In this episode, we are going to focus on the micro warp drive, or the what is it called? The warp field precursor. Because in the previous episode, we managed to do several things. We constructed a resort base. We retrofitted our base. We encountered pirates. We also, I think we constructed freighters, or we helped the private sector constructing their freighters. And we also unlocked the shield technology and the armor technology. But now, in just before the end of the previous episode, we unlocked the hyperdrive technology, and we're gonna equip that to our ship. So without any further ado, let's get started. Let's grab our ships, the state ships and the private ships. So let's start with the state ships. We have the exploration ships, the construction ships, and the escort ships that we are currently using. All right. Now, the priority there, we're going to go with the exploration ships. And in the exploration ships, we're going to make some substantial change in their designs, because previously, the exploration ship didn't have the hyperdrive. So for speed or velocity, they could only rely on the cruise speed and the sprint speed. Right? But now they're gonna have the hyperdrive. So before we're gonna jump in the hyperdrive per se, I just want to look at what kind of resources it's gonna use: carbon fiber, helium, and steel. So obviously we're gonna need carbon fiber because it requires 7 units of helium for each warp bubble generator. So we're gonna put that in the ship, and unfortunately we're gonna be oversized, but that's gonna be okay because we're gonna reduce the thrust. That's right. We need less thrust because now we have the hyperdrive, and we have enough energy to allow the hyperdrive to go at full speed. But we're still gonna have a problem. The hyperdrive is not gonna allow the ship to go very far. So I'm willing to reduce the thrust by 2 levels further. And maybe, let's see, can I reduce the crew? Yes. So I'm gonna gain some space, and I'm gonna use that space for storage because we want the ships to go far, right? Now, I'm not going to equip the Explorer with weapons because, how can I say? They're not going to be powerful enough to defend themselves, right? So if I see an enemy or a slug or whatever, the only defense that we're going to have is to flee. So where are the storage? Fuel, here you go. So fuel, you see we are at 1 sector. Shocks. So we are at 1 sector. We already need habitations. So how much? 6. Ooh. Okay. I wanted to add another one, but I think I will not be able to, unfortunately, unless I take off the shields, which I don't want to, because I'm not going to give them weapons. But I can take off 1 thruster again, and interesting. I don't need to increase the life support. All right, I take it. No, there you go. Now I need that life support. So there you go. And I'm also gonna give a little bit of armor. All right, why not? So that's gonna be just at 200. All right, now let's go with our constructors. The constructor is gonna be easy. We can have them bigger than what they are right now. So we're just gonna add that, and they can already jump at 1.21 sectors, but I want to increase that a little bit. So we're gonna add for 1.5 sectors, and we're gonna at that, and we are still underneath the maximum construction. Now, that being said, what is the... yeah, they're not super fast, but it should be okay. I think we are missing some speed. I think it's because we don't have enough reactor. Yeah. Well, we are missing one fission reactor, so it's gonna make them go a little bit slower, which is okay. I'm okay with that. All right. We're also gonna miss a little bit. Yeah, you see, like the sprint is only gonna be like, it requires 64 in energy, which is a lot, but the hyperdrive requires 65. But for the one there, it's gonna make us lose 20 in velocity for the hyperdrive, but it's okay. We can take this off. It's gonna make us go a little bit faster in the sprint. We're gonna lose a little bit in hyperdrive, but we're gonna be able to jump 1.47 sectors, which is even further than our explorers. If I'm not mistaken, the explorers can only jump at 107, unfortunately. Yeah, I could potentially take off again some thrusters, and I think we should be fine. But the problem is, like, once... I think we should be fine, guys. We can take off 2 and add 2, and we'll be at 125. And I think that's okay, because they're going to move essentially with their hyperdrive. So what we want is really to enable them to have a substantial amount of fuel so they can use their hyperdrive to the maximum of their capabilities, right? So that's perfectly fine. And the escort, well, the escort is going to be a little bit more complicated. So... the escort is can be reversed. I can take off a little bit of fuel and a little bit of thrust to put the hyperdrive. There you go. And give 5 points of armor. And we should be fine. So there's 50 armor, 100 shields, a little bit of firepower. 25 plus 24, that's 49 plus 0.3, where we're moving enough energy output. I think there is even too much. No. If I take this off, there will be not enough energy. Yep. So we're gonna need that. All right, that's fine. We're good. We had 200. We keep it. Now let's go with the private ships. So obviously we're gonna need to have the hyperdrive. So that's gonna be okay, because the that's the small freighter has space. So we're gonna just put the hyperdrive in there once I will find it. Thank you. The passenger ship. Yeah, the passenger ship have more than enough space for having an hyperdrive, which is going to be very important. There you go. Yeah, the MK1 there is too much. Boom. As well, the mining ships. I think the mining ships needs so yeah, 200. Yeah, too many thrusters. We're gonna take 2 off. We're gonna put the sorry, I went too far. Yeah. They are only having 1 reactor. I need a second reactor. Okay. They cannot jump very far. So we're gonna reduce the amount of thrusters quite significantly. And we also gonna need storage space. I want them to be able to jump at least 1 sector. Okay, 34. I will reduce their cargo bay a little bit and their movement speed a little bit. Yeah. There's no shields on this one even. I can't. Yeah. Gonna be fairly slow. Oh, there's a lot of directional, but it's not required. So yeah, and we can add 2 points of armor because they don't even have shields yet. We need to make it in bigger size. Unfortunately, we don't have the size or prospector. So that's gas mining ship. Okay, or prospector. That's fine. So we're gonna need to add the hyperdrive once again. If we add the hyperdrive, we need a new reactor. We're gonna need to add some additional fuel so we can reach at least a sector. And reduce the cargo hold a little bit. We're gonna reduce directional thrust, and yeah, we're gonna reduce that quite substantially. They're gonna be slower, but we're gonna have the hyperdrive, which should compensate. I wonder if I can take. No, I can't. Huh. Oops. Why is only one? Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to be able to transport huge capabilities, which is not what I want. It's not what I want. I need them to be able to transport bigger quantities than that. So I'm going to need to make a concession somewhere else. There's a mining extractor, but there is no luxury. Interesting. Gonna reduce. Ah, that is super slow. Yeah, maybe I will reduce a little bit. Yeah. The thruster energy. Yeah, thrusters is 6. I don't necessarily like the fact that they are so slow. Really, like, okay. It's not gonna let me. Just need 2. Save 2 somewhere. Oh, you have 1 directional thruster. If I take this one off, the ship's not gonna be able to move. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take this off. I don't see my way around it, unfortunately. That's fine. But and the storage, can I add more storage? There's the commerce one. The fuel one, yeah, the fuel one is going to put me in trouble. It's 6, right? So the fuel is 6. I have space for 4. I think what I will do, I'll put just 4 armor. Why not? All right. So I think we're good for now. What we're going to request is to have our escorts to be retrofitted. Yeah, so that's the thing that I don't like with this, because there you say retrofit to the latest design, but you cannot control the design. But if you go here and you say retrofit, then you can select the design. There is only one design, so there's nothing to select, but if you have multiple possibilities to retrofit your ships, then you should be doing it there, or you can do it there. That's what I'm trying to say. Exploration, definitively the exploration ship, we're going to request it to be retrofitted as soon as possible. And what we also going to request is to have more exploration ships constructed. So we're going to go into spaceport, and we're going to require to have at least 5. So that's going to reduce my cash quite substantially, because now that we have the hyperdrive, we're going to need to explore the systems around us. So that's why I'm spending more credits on it. And I may going to have to raise my taxes, because we are not going to have enough cash flow to sustain that. We're not going to have enough money on hand to sustain that negative cash flow anymore. Another thing is, like, we're gonna need to remember to have those ships retrofitting as soon as possible when we finish their mission. Another thing as well, we have this ship. It's completely useless for us now because it doesn't have the hyperdrive. So we're gonna retire at the nearest shipyard so we can assimilate its technology. And I'm also going to have to raise the taxes, I think, by 5%. Okay, let's see how the population reacts in terms of approval. Yeah, they're still pretty happy. They're not... Yeah, it reduced the growth rate by 2%, but unfortunately I have to do it because I have absolutely no cash. No cash. And when I'm going to have those ships, it's going to be even worse because, yeah. I'm going to have more maintenance cost, right? Okay. As well, there's something that I wanted to do. I didn't realize that session, but we have a new scientist. And guess what? She's an ultra genius. Awesome. And she gave a plus 6% in energy and plus 6% in weapon research. So we want that scientist. She's going to be our main scientist. And there's only one place that she belongs, right? She belongs on Kirilla base. This is such a bad name. Such a bad name. Base. Yeah, it will not pop in research station because it's a star base. But if I'm not mistaken, it should pop there as other bases. Here you go, and we're gonna name that Truth Seeker. Okay, the Truth Seeker is gonna be our main research station. So we're gonna do that, name it that way, and then we're gonna request our scientist to go to the Truth Seeker. All right, she's going to be there on the 30th of May, so in 18 days. Perfect. Truth Seeker has, our scientist, Securan at Truth Seeker has been pursuing the wrong path. Ouch. All right, so we regressed in our research for the enhanced torpedoes. And we have point defenses. Yeah. That's gonna be useful as well. Construction has been complete. Okay, so if that is the case, this we're gonna request this constructor to retrofit because it needs the hyperdrive. Okay, so let's have a look at our research situation. Oops. Okay, so as you can see, our lead scientist gives a plus 20% bonus, right, to our research, but Weapon research plus 12%. 0 from location. Yep, that's from ongoing. Bonus while repairing advanced tech rampage. A rampage of carrier. Okay. Alright, so ideally what we would like to is to be able to construct a research station here. But the problem is I don't have, I have a scientist that can benefit from the bonus, but I don't want to send our lead scientist, which is San. No, sorry. Yeah, San Dokari. I don't want to send her alone there because it's risky. She needs to be protected. Like ultra geniuses, you want to make sure that they are okay. Okay. So the explorer ship is coming back towards the planet. Like, you know what? And this is something very unique at this game, and that's why I love Distant World Universe so much, because Distant World Universe takes under account the orbit of the planets, and because the planets are on their orbital revolution to go in this direction, the planets are moving towards the explorer, and that's the reason why the explorer, by going counterclockwise, going clockwise towards the planet, it's still the range of the station is still in range with the explorer, right? Even if we reduce, because the planet is going in direction to the explorer. If it has been in the other way, right? If the planets were going in a revolution in this direction, then the explorer would not be able to catch up. The planet will have to go in this direction in order to catch up, right? But that's a little detail that to show how precise this game is. Like, it's amazing. I love it. Okay, so our maintenance is ramping up because I presume ships are being retrofitted, which increase the maintenance costs, and we have exploration ships that are being constructed. Pirate offer. No, thank you. Okay, so we have exploration ships available, and that's their range. Perfect. So the first thing that we want is to ask them to explore that system. We're going to ask this one to explore that system. We're going to ask this one to explore that system. All right. Boom. We're going to ask this one to explore. It's going to go a little bit further away. Explore those systems there. One of our ships has engaged its hyperdrive, allowing us to go faster than light. Voila! Voila! Where those freaking giant clutter come from? This is a mission for our escort ships, but they are a little bit too many for our 2 escorts to handle at this point. I'm afraid. Okay, so they're retrofitted. Alright, which is good. But if we look at the firepower, yeah, they have shields. The range is 300. I'm afraid that they're going to be obliterated if I go attack those giant clutter. So it's alright. For now, we are not using this planet. But we're going to have to clean up this area sooner or later. Our research have been completed for the breakthrough, provide improvement to the small fuel. Okay, so and we are working on colonization. Perfect. And what we are talking about is this improvement: power small fuel cells. Perfect. Okay, so just to be sure, if I don't need to modify anything, I can just go in wherever and see if the fuel component have been renamed. Power small fuel cells. Power small fuel cells. Power small fuel cells. 65. Okay, so there's 6 times 65. That's 380. Yeah, fuel capacity 390 there. Okay, so because maybe there's an original fuel. Okay. All right, so that means that technically, if I go in the state ships, and I go at the Explorer and I look at their range, perfect. It's 148 now, whereas before it was 125, I think. And the Constructor is 174 now instead of 1.5. So that's very good. Extend our jumping range. So if I look at the Explorers, okay, this one is retrofitting, so that's not a good example. But there, I think this is not the fuel that they already used. This is the additional carrying capacity that it has. But yeah, but it hasn't been filled out. Now this one is supposed to finish shortly. Hopefully, yep. 910 fuel capacity. 15%, 14%, 13%. I love seeing the ship being constructed. You see, like you see progressively the speed, the energy. All right, so the ship I've completed is okay. So there's nothing in that star. A good thing to do as well is to put energy collectors in Explorer ships, because then when they go in empty systems like that, they can stay on the star and not use their fuel until you need them. Okay, so explore this one, and after we may gonna need to come back because this is really far away. There's a very long distance where there is nothing, unfortunately. Now, what about this? Happiness level is now 0%. Okay, yeah, because unfortunately our leader had a negative trait. I think it was labor oriented, which increased the colony income but reduced the colony happiness. But now she's at 0, so she's gonna be positive now, which is good. She's a good leader. I'm pretty happy with my leader so far. Yep, what is he exploring? Okay, why are you going towards the giant crater? You don't have any weapons to... Okay, you want to explore a barren rock with a giant crater around it when you can, I don't know, explore other stuff? Doesn't sound like a good deal to me. Why don't you try to explore that planet? Huh? Okay, so we are now in a popular cycle of reproduction rates. Trailblazer. Okay, helium. All right, so now please continue to explore this system. All right. So he completed his mission. Okay, so that's the Hardy Wager. Okay. So let's see how far he can jump. Yeah, you see, because of the fuel storage, the improvement on the fuel storage, like the previous exploration ship, they had fuel only to reach those stars. But with the fuel storage improvement, it can reach those stars. But once it will be at this, it will not be able to jump back. All right, so I think we want to focus more in this area of stars. Doesn't necessarily think that anybody went there, so we're gonna go there and try to explore this region. There's a lot of things to explore there. I just want to explore those stars if I can. See if we can. Yeah, so that's the giant crater, of course. Our engineers have completed the space construction breakthrough. Increase our maximum construction speed to 500 and base 150 components. Okay, perfect. Energy collector. So we finished this to increase the size of our ships, which is very, very, very good. Okay. Honestly, I would not be against improving. Well, damage control is pretty good for our ships. Faster mining, extracted gas, enhanced construction. Energy collector is pretty good actually, and then it's energy. Output 60, 46, storage 90, storage 105, Calzen. Okay, I think once we will research this, we can afford to have a stable warfare improvement, which will increase the speed at which we can go. And damage control. There's so many things. But we really want to spread. We want to find allies. Because this is what this race is all about. So we're gonna increase this to stable warfare so we can go faster. And after that, I think we're gonna go with damage control and we're gonna try to enhance our construction capabilities. And after that, we're gonna increase our shields, our energy, and also maybe our maneuverability, but I want our shields to be improved as well. Okay, so that's the path for a fair amount of time. And it would be very good for us if I can benefit in our own solar system. Oops, where am I? Of this planet. If I can benefit of this planet and this 90%, 19% energy research, it would be extremely handy, but I don't have a lot of cash at the moment. Okay, so this solar system seems to be empty. Will you be so inclined to jump into that system, please? This one is already being researched. Or explored, I should say, not research, explored. Yeah, that's not a good idea, my friend, to come here. Not only the private sector should organize the retrofitting of their ships. And as you can see there, we have 13,000 credits coming in from the private sector. Because because we have developed the hyperdrive, I presume, and I'm pretty sure that either they are constructing new ships, they are requesting the construction of new ships to go explore the other systems, or they are just retrofitting. Yeah, you see, so the private sector is ordering freighters, medium freighters. Of course, because, okay, so, but we need to be careful. Because the medium freighters, I don't think I have included the hyperdrive. So, what is their design? Because we can construct those ships now, right? But, of course, they don't have any... All right, so let's see auto upgrade, and we will see what the computer have done. Okay, so I didn't join the hyperdrive, which, you know, is the only thing that matters there. So the hyperdrive is there. Not enough energy, so we're gonna need to have a reactor. Yep, so we have the reactor, we have the hyperdrive, we have carrying capacity, and we're still way underneath. I think we can request those ships to have 2 shields and maybe a little bit of defense because we're going to carry a fair amount of ores. So I think it would be a good thing for it to have a little bit more defense. Habitation. Okay. The thrust seems okay. Everything seems okay. The range, though, is not good. I'm not happy with the range. I want them to be able to jump fairly far away. Because they are freighters, right? They need to be able to bring resources to the 4 corners of the galaxy. So that's medium freighter. So that's the MF, medium freighter. Freighter holder MK3, that's fine. The small freighter, I've included. Yeah, it has the hyperdrive, but the problem it doesn't have any it doesn't have the necessary reactor. Yeah, that's just not good. The carrying capacity is not too bad for a small freighter, so that's okay. But the range is abyssal, so we're gonna just increase the range at 1.5 in putting some of that. Maybe a little bit of armor. 2 more shields. Boom. Large. The size of that is 250, so it would be able to do it. Okay, so we need... this is ridiculous, all right? We can do 500. This freighting ship should be at 500 size because it's a large one. This is having the same carrying capacity than the medium one. Right, it makes no sense. So let's go in the large. First, we're gonna request the computer to improve the design, even if it's not gonna improve much, but at least it's gonna put everything at the last version. So it's definitively gonna need an additional reactor, no questions. It's gonna need an hyperdrive. Okay, it's gonna need way more range. There's no questions about that. Need more range, mate. More range. And after you need more storing capacity. Yeah. Okay. So it's gonna carry double the capacity of the other one. And we're gonna put 5 shields if we can, and we're gonna put maybe even 10 shields, man. I know that's gonna put us way above. So let's put at 6 shields and maybe 200 armor. And a little bit more habitation. Boom. Almost 500. Good. There you go. Okay, construction of... Alright, so no mission. We're gonna request our constructor to be retrofitted to the latest design. Perfect. Alright, so this is already 38 minutes. Wow, the time flies in this game. So I didn't even realize it. Wow. Anyway, so we have done a lot of things. We have equipped our ship with the precursor warfare technology, and therefore that's giving a new boost to our economy because we have the private sector that has to retrofit their ship, but also we have increased the size of our ship, which unlocked the medium freighters and the large freighters. And that's why the private sector was ordering more of those ships, putting a little bit of cash in our cash on hand. We also had to increase our taxes, unfortunately, but I think we should be okay. We are in a reproduction cycle at the moment. We are at plus 16%, which is not too shabby. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this episode. So if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It would be very handy for us. And if you have good ideas for names, ships, or planets, leave them in the comment section below. If you have good constructive feedback or tips or tricks that I can use, feel free to share it as well. And I will catch you on the next episode. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.